Hey, John from Mighty here, and in this video, I'm going to walk through how to add any sort of interactive into your Rise course using our interactive block. This one's going to be fun because I'm going to show you from idea to implementation how you could just go and grab pre-built code right off the internet and just put together a zip and drop it into your course. So let's dive in.
All right, so as we dive into our course, what we're going to do is we're going to actually create a side-by-side YouTube videos that are embedded right here in our course. And our best option to do this is by utilizing the interactive block by Mighty. The interactive block does require some code to be uploaded. And again, I'm sure most of you are not developers, but I'm going to give you a tool that you can use, which will help you write all this. What we're going to do is we're actually going to dive into ChatGPT and write a prompt that would get it to basically give us all the code that we would need in order to achieve this. So in here, just in our message, let's just go ahead and type in, using HTML, create a side-by-side YouTube videos. Well, let's say create side-by-side YouTube videos that are responsive to mobile, because we want to be able to continue to keep our responsiveness that Rise gives us. Go ahead and just send that off to ChatGPT. You'll see it just starts to write out some logic for us, and it's done. So here's the HTML. We're going to test to see if this works locally, and then if it does, we're going to actually just upload this right to Rise. So the way that I would test this is if you just copy this code using that copy button, and then on your desktop, just go ahead and create an HTML folder. And then we're going to open up that folder in something like a VS Code, Visual Studio Code. This is like a fun little tool that you can use for creating development. And what we're going to do is just create an index.html file, because that is what the interactive block needs. We're going to paste this in, and we're pretty much done. We just need to validate that this works. So the best way to validate it is if you just open up this folder, just double click open the HTML, and we'll see there's some side-by-side YouTube videos. And yeah, perfect. It does responsiveness just like you would expect. As soon as you get your browser width low, it collapses down into like a single column. Now, as we get back into the ChatGPT prompt, what it said is that we just need to replace these video IDs with 2 different IDs from YouTube, so that way you can do the embed. So let's go ahead and jump and grab some of those. All right, so I'm gonna just jump right to our YouTube channel, and in here are just various videos that maybe I wanna embed in. What you can do is if you just go to the share section. So again, this could be on any YouTube video, either in this view or in the nested view. There's always going to be a share icon. And in here, if you click the embed, you could either grab this ID, which is right here after this embed URL part. There's also another way to grab it. If you just are in this like normal view here, you can grab it from here. It's like all of the things after the slash. You can also just dive right into a video, and it's a part of the URL up here. Or like I had mentioned, if you click share here, tons of places that you can grab this. So this embed code is actually very similar to what we see inside of the code written down here. So if you want to change up like the start position, things like that, you can most certainly just grab this embed section and then just replace that out, and using some of these different settings, feel free to swap that out. But in our situation, we're just going to grab this ID. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that out and just copy this. And then let me go grab another YouTube video. Let's grab this one, we'll hit share. And I'm gonna snag it from here just to give you other options. So now that we've got 2 YouTube IDs, we can go back to our code editor, and we're just going to replace that one. I do have a clipboard history app, so I'm able to copy both of those at once. We paste those in. We go back to this view here to kind of show like the local implementation of it. And there we go. There's our YouTube links, and they're working. Now what we need to do is take this local index.html file and just get that uploaded into Rise. So the way to do that is we'll go ahead and close this out. We're going to just right click on this index.html file. If you had other files like CSS or JavaScript or folders or whatever, you would just make sure to compress or zip all those files together instead of zipping a folder of them, which you would get an error message if you did that. But what we're going to do is just create this zip of our index.html. And now that we've got this here, we can go back over to Rise and upload this new content. So grabbing this archive, this, as you see, automatically adjusts our height. Here's our YouTube videos. As we change the width of our browser, we should see this collapse down to a single column, and everything seems to be working perfectly. Now, some of those options that are in here kind of help fix this, meaning like the match content to height. If you keep this on, it will automatically adjust the height of this block, as you saw. So I want to keep that on. For me, I don't personally care for that border, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that border there. And then this autocomplete functionality is good to keep on. If you want to turn it off, you'd have to build in something that on completion of watching these videos, you could then send up this message, which would then at that point allow like a continue button to work. But in this situation, we're going to just stop here. At this point, the learner can choose to watch these videos or not. And no matter what, we're going to automatically mark this as completed. But that's basically it. You can use things like ChatGPT to ask it prompts. It's not perfect. It will probably sometimes give you some code that doesn't necessarily work. The best medicine is to keep asking it the same question over and over again, and it will actually give you different results, unlike the definition of insanity. So go ahead and just continue to ask it different questions if you're not getting quite the output that you want, and it will give you different solutions. So that is basically a quick rundown on how to use interactive block and specifically how to make side-by-side YouTube videos right here inside of Rise. Thanks.